We're live. Welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm JD.
I'm Jimmy, and tonight we have a special guest.
Yes, sir.
This is our buddy Soren.
Yo.
He'll be filling in for Chris because Chris had to work because he's a poon.
Nah, Chris ain't a poon. He just likes to eat poon.
Hey, you are what you eat.
That's
so
right. No, wait, so that would make him a poon.
It would directly.
So if you're listening, Chris, happy Poon Day.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure somewhere he's saying dick pussy right now.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Sure he is.
So what are we watching tonight? What's going to be playing in the background here?
The Rocketeer.
Oh, blast from the past, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I've
based on a
seen-
comic book.
Dude, I don't think I've seen this since I was a kid.
Oh my.
I'm going on 33. That's a long time ago, man.
I love this movie, man. It brings back good memories.
What was that before you could appreciate Jennifer Connelly's body?
Shut up.
I mean, you can go back and look at her then. She looks better than she does now. Anywho.
Age does that to people, but I had a crush on her before I even knew what a crush was.
Labyrinth.
Yep, Labyrinth. She was cute.
All right, so tonight my 3 will be Convergence number 2, Mortal Kombat X number 5, and Superman Man of Steel. I'm really hoping Chris calls in and at least gives us a review on Mortal Kombat X because I know it dropped this week, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and I know he got it, and I know he went and got it at midnight. So, Chris, if you're out there, call in, let us know.
Fuck right.
Yeah.
Don't be such a poon.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, you can be a poon if you want. All right, enough of the poon talk. I am going to be covering Evil Empire number 12, Darth Vader number 4, and Big Man Plans number 2.
That's your 3?
4. Yes, it was my big 3.
All right.
What about you, Soren? You got any 3 comic books? I forgot to mention that we were doing 3 comic books reviews. You got any reviews in the back of your head you want to throw down? Nothing too long.
Not really anything I can go into great detail about, but I do recommend.
You got some recommendations for the people?
The Shaft run is pretty good.
Shaft?
Alright.
Okay.
And
I thought about getting that.
That's based on the Roundtree character, right?
yeah, it's the original Shaft, not the Samuel Mother Effer Jackson.
Okay. Okay.
But it's it starts off he's a young boxer, and then it's like after like an issue or so, it gets into like he starts private eyeing and.
All right.
And the nice thing is at the back of each issue, there's a list of songs, of music to go along with it. Mostly older stuff, and then an occasional newer thing. Newer
Okay.
song. So like as a companion piece.
Yeah, we are just on a measly cell phone here.
So yeah, projection.
Yes. Well, I guess I'll kick off my 3 with Convergence number 2. I thought it was really cool because you are starting to see some of the other universes come into play. Particularly, that I was really excited to see, that I had no idea that they were going to use, is Stan Lee's DC universe.
It's not mentioned as Stan Lee's DC
No,
universe.
it's not.
But, it's mentioned as this is the universe that was made and the creator left a long time ago. And
left them abandoned.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good.
You out of here?
My wife's leaving.
Aw.
Garage door's closed. Oh, yeah.
You too.
Anywho, it was really interesting to see them brought in, if but for a moment. They are brought in to be witnessed, their destruction to be witnessed by the Earth 2 universe. So that's...
I did see a cover. I think the regular cover is Batman and Thomas Wayne, isn't it?
Yes, that is correct.
Your cover here is a red and a blue Superman.
Yes.
A solid red and blue Superman.
Yep.
That's getting beat the shit out of what looks like Lex Luthor. I don't know if that's Lex Luthor, but it looks like his armor. He
isn't in it.
I don't know who that fucking is. Oh, that might be a new god or something from.
Well, the main villain out of this story arc is Thelos. How the hell you say his name? It was just really cool to see the Stan Lee universe represented. Like I said, they were destroyed very quickly. But it was definitely interesting to see. And if you actually want to see Earth 2 Batman meet
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Earth 2 Batman, for those of you who don't know, is Thomas Wayne.
Bruce's father.
In Earth 2, Bruce gets killed. Thomas Wayne becomes Batman. Martha Wayne becomes the Joker. It's really crazy. But yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah.
That one.
And it's actually very, very wild of a meeting. As I'm showing Jimmy here.
Wow.
Doesn't even have any of their speech. Apparently they do have a long talk by themselves, but they doesn't tell you what they're talking about or what they're saying. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. You see a whole lot of stuff that you're normally not going to see. And I highly doubt you're ever going to see again outside of maybe in Elseworlds. But yeah, definitely worth the read. I also got Convergence Man of Steel, Superman Man of Steel #1, which is based on Steel, John Henry Irons. Kind of a lackluster plot, honestly.
It looks like Parasite.
It is Parasite. As the domes go up, any superpowered being, they lost their powers. Well, John Henry Irons is not superpowered.
Yeah.
He's in a suit of armor. Yeah. So he is left to be the only hero in in Metropolis. So he's been duking it out, and he's in the middle of a fight when the dome drops. And he's fighting these suited bad guys, and well, as the dome drops, all these bad guys, you see their suits kind of dissipate, and yeah, they're super villains, and they're all powered, and Parasite's one of them. And he is the big villain in this issue, and there's some other people coming in that I'm not too sure who they are. It's Gen 13.
Oh, no shit. They're bringing Gen 13 into it. That's cool.
Yeah, and they start duking it out with Steel and his niece and nephew, and then...
Well, you gotta understand, Gen 13 for me, when I was reading comic books in the late 90s, I was a big fan, so practically collected the whole ongoing. The first run and the miniseries. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's outside of my knowledge right there.
Well, it was 90s. It was late 90s artwork.
Okay.
J. Scott Campbell, so a lot of very chesty women.
See, I was an early 90s guy.
Yeah.
Good thing that really made him famous.
But yeah, it was, and it's worth absolute dick. But anyway, moving on to
Mortal Kombat X #5.
Damn, they moved quick on that.
Yeah, this actually came out not this past week, but the week before. I just didn't get around to reading it because I've had so much back reading to do.
They're really trying to flesh out the characters they're putting in the game, aren't they?
And I will tell you this, all right? Every game, a lot of advertisement has been done on the whole Scorpion versus Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
The second Sub-Zero. About the final showdown and this and that and this and that. Well, they've never actually got around to it. If you actually want to see the outcome of that fight, you need this issue.
Oh, wow.
And keep in mind that Sub-Zero is possessed by a Kamidogu, and Scorpion is trying his best to be a human and not a wraith. But somewhere in the middle of it, he once again becomes possessed and is a wraith again, and fighting a possessed Sub-Zero. So it is an awesome fight. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to give this one straight up 4.5 capes. Convergence #2, I'm going to give a solid 4. Man of Steel, I'm going to give a 3.
Okay. Cool.
It was kind of a lackluster plot. It was kind of slow moving. Not exactly what I expected.
All right. Well, there you go.
But those are my 3. And I did finish Axis.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I loved it.
I told you that was a quick read, didn't I?
Yeah, quick.
By quick, I mean, like, you can finish it in a couple of days.
Yeah, in a couple of days, yeah. I like my single issue, half hour.
Yeah.
At best.
It was fast-paced.
Yeah, it is like crack. You're going to want to keep reading it.
So what did you think of Axis?
Axis, dude, I'm going to give it a solid 5.
Solid 5?
Solid 5 capes, man.
Nice.
I really dug what they did and everything, and I'm going to have to get my own copy.
Yeah.
But I'm going to toss it over to you. And
all right. Let's see. What am I going to start with? I guess I'll start with Marvel. 'Cause I'm going to run the gamut here. I've got one from I've got one from Marvel. I've got one from Boom and one from Image. I'm going to start out with Darth Vader #4. apparently the Sith Lord still has a heart, at least for the time being. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say he has a heart. I mean, as long as you're useful to him. What? Oh yeah, go.
Okay.
Go for it. Have a beer, sir.
Yes, sir.
Liquid refreshment.
It's liquid bread, man. It's good for you.
Yeah, it's hops, barley, it's a meal. Star Wars Darth Vader number 4, published by Marvel. Interesting book. I like the way they're kind of making this backstory behind everything that happened in the first 3 movies.
Well, I have the first issue.
What's really interesting about it is this is a character they have to tread lightly with, because you can't step on the toes of continuity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff is like, you really don't want the fans to be like, "Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You couldn't have done that because you did this." And I think they're doing a really good job of that. And it shows that he's trying to do something behind the Emperor's back. And I don't know how well it's going to work out, but you know what the end result was in the first 3 movies. I just don't know what his plan is in this one. But it's being unfolded. In issue 4, he goes off to Genosha to try and find these droids that are being manufactured. Apparently, the sterile Genoshan queen, who didn't want to let go of her ability to replicate, somehow created bioorganic or biomechanical droids and is birthing them. It's really weird.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he decides to grab up a droid army. He kills the queen and takes off with the droids and starts manufacturing them himself. Very interesting book, but the tech that's helping him out, what I enjoyed about it was the tech was even telling him, like, I know that you plan to kill me. All I ask is that you make it quick. Preferably lightsaber. While my back's turned. Or if that gets vetoed, then just toss me into space.
That would be quick.
She's basically telling him, I know that when you get involved,
people die.
I knew my number was up. I just didn't know when. And it's a really good book, and you definitely check it out. This is the only Star Wars title from Marvel I'm reading.
I want to get into Kanan, the last Padawan.
Yeah.
I do want to get into that, because I do believe that's going to have a lot to do with the new trilogy they're coming out with.
Yeah, well, it's very possible. Let's see. With that one, I'm going to give it 4.5 chimichangas.
Nice.
So, there you go. There you go.
Star Wars title with 4.5 chimichangas. That's not bad.
No, it's not. It just needed Deadpool. That's all it needed. Let's see. I got Evil Empire number 12 next on the docket. This is the final issue, as far as I can tell, for the series. Evil Empire was kind of this twisted look at what a government would be if you had political leaders that just let people do whatever they wanted to do and let lawlessness and recklessness run wild. And you have opposition, rebellion against that. And this is kind of the wrap-up of the whole thing. It's an interesting journey. If you find it in trade, pick it up. Evil Empire is definitely worth the read. The artwork is excellent towards the beginning. It kind of falls off towards the end. It's a little choppy, but it's not unreasonable. I think the book suffered a little bit in its brief history, but I still thought the story was great, because you have a main story they're following, and every once in a while they'll pick up an issue and kind of show you how other people's lives in this universe or in this world that is ruled by the Evil Empire are being affected. So they're very interesting books, and I highly recommend reading them if you want to get away from the capes and you like political intrigue and
well, that's very much your thing.
I kind of like to get away from the superpowers and the capes. Yeah. I like to read stories that are more grounded in reality.
I personally I prefer the masks and capes.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, hey, we've all been there. I still read them. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, hell, Darth Vader's got a cape, So,
Yeah. Well, now we're arguing semantics.
but Evil Empire as a whole, since this is the final issue, and it's wrapped, I would say I'm going to give it another 4.5 chimichangas, because I actually enjoyed the storyline, I enjoyed the characters, and I kind of like what they did with it. So pick it up if you feel like it. From Boom Entertainment, they should be putting, or Boom Studios, they should be putting this out in trade eventually. And if they do, I highly recommend it. Big Man Plans from Image Comics. This is issue 2 of 4.
I'm very interested in this review.
Dude, this is something you need to read. If you want to take a break from Superman and what's going on in Convergence, I recommend this. It is a revenge story. The purpose of this guy's revenge, and he's a little guy. He's a small person.
Little people.
And it takes,
that's what they like.
Well, it starts off in 1979, and he's a Vietnam vet. You get into that explanation. But this issue is covering him going back to his hometown and taking revenge on some people that have wronged him in the past. And he does suffer for it, but he's a tough bastard, man. He's taking his revenge with a drywall hammer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
I kind of like where that's going already.
It's written by Eric Powell and Tim Weish, and I believe, if not both of them, at least one of them was partially responsible for the Goon. The artwork is very similar to it, so I'm going to go with the artist.
That's who I was actually thinking of whenever I look at the covers of it.
Yeah, this is the variant cover, but the original looks more Goon quality. Awesome story, and the writing. This is a quick read.
That sounds like something our radio buddy would probably like.
Yeah, he might. This is some cool stuff. I would highly recommend reading it. It's only 4-issue investment. You might still be able to find the first issue on the stands. Second issue is good. Not a lot of people are jumping on this one, but I'm telling you, this is flying under the radar. It's a good book. I'm gonna give it a solid 5, man.
All right.
I'm enjoying the artwork, and I'm enjoying the writing, and the character development's great. It makes you feel for the character, no matter how much horrible shit he does to people, because he has a purpose. He's driven.
I'm gonna have to pick that up. I do know Jay over there in Baytown at All Star Comics. I know he still has issues 1 and 2, so I'm gonna have to pick that up.
You gotta get him, dude.
Oh. And one other comic book that I thought that's really good. It's all black and white. It's called.
It's not Zod, is it?
No, it's from, I think, Dynamite. It's the Damnation of Charlie something. I can't remember. I get it every month, but it's like when I'm looking through what Bedrock's getting, I blind spot it.
Well, dude, you're on the internet. Look it up.
Yeah.
We'll talk, and once you get it, tell us.
While he's doing that, huge shout out again to our buddies over at Southern Vapors. Captain Jack's Elixirs, Derek and Steven, they're doing a great job over there in Baytown. 322 East Texas Avenue. Man, and if you want it, man, they got it. If they don't have it, they'll make it for you.
Unfortunately, do they have like an online menu or anything? Because I don't see a lot of online materials for them.
It's coming. They are just like us. They're in the market for a web designer.
They're building on it. Okay, cool.
But I do have a menu here in front of me because I just love their stuff.
Regardless, if you can't, I didn't find a lot of information for them online. I was looking for a menu of flavors or something. My coworker, he can't dip anymore, and he's thinking about going back to doing vaping. And I was like, hey man, you want some flavors? I can go talk to these guys. And but hey, regardless of that, they're on their way to putting some more information online. Yeah, and it's definitely worth a look. All the reviews I've read of them are really good, positive reviews, saying that they're very helpful. They're not going to scoff at you if you don't have any knowledge of what's going on.
No, they're there to help you.
They're there to help you. They want you to come back and buy more because that's what they're in the business for, man.
And my named flavor of the week, I don't have any. I didn't buy any because I was already at my budget. I didn't try it until I was on my way out the door. But my flavor of the week is Golden to Bloom. It tastes just like Irish cream. It's awesome. Awesome.
And another reason to go check them out, if you weren't listening last week, another reason to check them out is we will be getting an official flavor as soon as it's perfected.
Yes, they are currently working on the Nerdery's official vape flavor, and we will try it the first time live on air with y'all.
Isn't it supposed to be something like wild cherry?
Wild cherry sour apple is the one that I requested because that's the one we had talked about previously. It should taste like nerd candy.
Yeah, it's going to be a nerd candy combo, so check it out.
Yeah, keep in touch with them. Keep in touch with us. We'll let y'all know, and you'll hear about it as soon as it's available.
We'll get you the news.
That's right. Soren, have you found anything?
Yeah, it's The Damnation of Charlie Wormwood. It's all black and white. What he is like he's a professor or something like that, and he also teaches courses in a prison to convicts, and like I guess his son was in an accident or has something's wrong with him, and he's in the hospital, and like he's like insurance and his pay just isn't covering it, so he gets approached by one of the convicts who runs outside stuff, and to like because he has I guess an eidetic memory, he can see something or read something. He can read something, just memorize it perfectly. This way, there is no paper trail.
Awesome.
Nice.
It's pretty good. I think it's 5 or 6 issues in. I'm not sure how far it's going to go.
Have you read any of it?
I own it all.
Okay. What would you give? What kind of a rating would you give that?
I'd probably say around
0 to 5.
Probably 4.5.
4.5.
Somewhere in there. The artwork is simple but good, not excessively. I mean, it's like people look like people. It's not overly done, not underly done.
Okay.
Sometimes sometimes it's like you'll have a really good story, and I'll just hate the artwork. It's like anything Romita Jr. does. It's like, the reason why I stopped reading Avengers because I just couldn't stand his art. Everything was a box.
Chuck said the same thing. I mean, about Romita Jr. But me and him were discussing that last night, and Chuck was like, he likes a lot of the stuff that he does outside of heroes, outside of superheroes, but whenever he does the Avengers, it just makes him want to turn his stomach.
Well, what's like with him, it's like the way he's drawn now. I think it's perfect for Kick-Ass, third tier comic books, stuff like that. Not for major
prime titles.
Yeah, not for the A grade top tier characters.
Clean up your artwork.
But here's the funny thing: you go back because it's funny because I found this out after I think.
No, hold on. He needs to clean up his artwork and tighten his lines, man. He doesn't need to make it so damn choppy.
Well, here's what I'm going to do.
Well, everything looks like a.
I'm gonna take the joystick for a minute, and I'm gonna do a game review. It's an older game. It was actually I believe an Xbox One launch, but I've been playing it a lot lately, and one of my closest friends has been begging me to play it, and I've had it for a long time, just haven't played it, and I finally got into it. But that's Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh,
now I've been having an absolute blast playing this game. You have all the free running and the parkour that you have in all the other Assassin's Creeds, but you also have the assassinations and everything that you get out of the others. But you also can sail the open sea. You can go whaling. You can go shark hunting, and you can go hunting out in the woods. Today I shot 6 deer. And 8 howler monkeys.
You didn't have to go anywhere.
No! Right from the comfort of my own living room.
And nobody's going to scoff at you for
it. And I looked at this game, and I was like, man, they're really doing spinning off this thing hard into another direction. But having played it this week, man, I'm giving it a solid 5 capes. I love it.
Well, yeah, because that's the one I forgot about. That was one of the free ones with gold for the first half of the month. I haven't played it yet. I'm working that was last month, I think, maybe. But I'm not playing it right now but this is finally going to force me to play the Assassin's Creed 3 that I bought 2 years ago when I got Ghost.
It's incredible. Honestly, you do have fast travel because you're sailing the entire Caribbean. You can go from the Florida Keys down to around the Yucatan and everything in between. You can sail to Cuba, Kingston, all the islands.
Wow.
And yeah, if you do actually sail every bit of it, it takes a long time. But there's always fun along the way. But there's also fast travel. If you don't want to take that much time to sail all the way around Cuba, you can fast travel just like you can in all the other games. You can just pick a point on the map, hit X, and boom, it takes you there. But I don't do that because, man, I love the shark hunting. I love the whaling. I finally took down a whale. It took some upgrades, but I got him. And I haven't sold anything yet.
You were Ahab.
Oh, yeah. And there is a white whale in the game. If you're
wow.
online, every now and then you'll see a blue whale icon pop up on your map. That is a white whale. And I will tell you this, unless you have a lot of upgrades, you're going to die.
That motherfucker will sink your ship.
Yeah, you're out in a little bitty, like, canoe almost, with two guys just handing you harpoons. And he drags you around, and yeah, 2 whips of his tail, and you're done. So yeah, if you try to go after the white whale, be very careful. Get some upgrades.
Otherwise, you will be Ahab.
Yeah.
See, another game I just played, it became the second one I've actually maxed out the achievements on. The first one was Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
They were giving it away for free for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks until like April 10th. It was the Forza New Horizons, I think. Fast and Furious thing. Furious 7.
Oh,
yes.
It's the Forza Horizon Furious pack.
Yeah.
No, but it is standalone, so you didn't need the New Horizons 2 to play it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was free, so I don't know how much it was. If it was going to be like $10 or $20.
Okay. Well, was it fun?
It was okay, but it was honestly really short.
Oh, okay.
And there's some things that's like bucket lists, number whatever out of whatever, and then there's something else where it's like knock over these signs throughout the game. But the problem is I guess unless you have the other one. The New Horizons too, you can't get access to like half of those things.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, but it doesn't affect your achievements either because I got all 1,000 achievement points out of it.
Nice.
But I mean, it's like all the like seminal.
Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and Furious.
Yeah, all these like seminal cars, like the what was it? Was it the Challenger? At the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That one's in the game. They have a Roadrunner that you rescue out of a barn.
That would be Dominic Toretto's 1970 Charger RT.
Which I haven't seen the movie that it's true, but that exact car has been in 2 movies. We have all seen the first Fast and Furious. Can anyone name the second one? And it's only like a few seconds. And
I don't know.
it is in the Lindsay Lohan Love Bug movie. Like it's in a junkyard.
See, I didn't watch that
the
movie. I didn't watch that movie.
I haven't seen, but I saw that on some trivia. I mean, it's like it's in another movie. It's in a junkyard.
All right, so we did our shout out to All Star. We did our shout out to.
Did we do
Captain
our
Jackson.
shout out to All Star?
Well, we didn't mention.
Okay, I mentioned All Star. I would also like to mention Bedrock Comics. I know they get plugged already, but I still shop with them. And the Washington store here in Houston, off Washington Avenue, is actually a really good store, and that's the one I go to pretty much all the time. I can go to Bay Area if I'm in a pinch, but I like to go to Washington. I like the setup there. Highly recommend going. Check them out. They got 5 locations here in Houston.
All right, and I know a bunch of y'all are listening, waiting on me to explain that picture I put on our Facebook and our Twitter and our Instagram.
At least we hope a bunch of y'all are listening.
It should be.
And we're done.
No, we're not done quite yet.
We're not? Oh, okay,
No.
We're still going.
But all of you who are waiting to find out the connection of those two people, we're going to discuss that in our second half, and we'll be back at right about 10 o'clock, and we have a lot of stuff to discuss.
All right,
a lot of stuff going on, Free Comic Book Day and whatnot.
Fuck yeah, Free Comic Book Day!
Yes, sir. But everybody, we'll see y'all in about 30 minutes.